There we go. Yeah, man, it's Worldwide Sounds Records' own man, DJ Chase, the host of the Pregame Party Miss podcast on 17 podcast net, well, 18 podcast networks now. Monday nights, Dynasty Radio, 8 p.m. to 9 p.m. Tune in app, YouTube, DJ Chase TV, man. We got Dyckman's own New York City's finest right now. The other day, we're shaking, brother.
What's going on, DJ Chase? How's your day going, man?
I'm chilling, man. Had a day off. I was just here like doing mad labor work, and I was just laying down and chilling, and just like getting low. And I was like, "Oh shoot!" And I was like, "Oh, I got an interview." It's crazy. I be so busy, bro. Like I just be like overbooking because you know how it is being your own manager and shit like that. So you know how I go.
Man, I know exactly how you feel, yo. That's why I thank God I have, Katie behind me, pushing me and making sure I'm on time. Because, straight up,
Yeah.
I'll be forgetting everything.
Yeah, I try to be like I'm trying to be, but the older I get, I just be like I be so like, all right, I write it down for a little bit, have my calendar, and just be like, all right, you know what I'm saying. But enough about me, man. DJ, producer, songwriter, engineer. Pretty much, we do the same thing. We do it. DJs got to show love to each other. You know what I'm saying. You represent Dyckman to the fullest, Dyckman to the heights. I mean, Dyckman in the heights, excuse me. To the fullest. You know what I'm saying. First and foremost, brother, tell the people about a little bit about your background. Like, how did you say, you know what? I wanted to be a DJ, producer, songwriter, just music guy. How did you become that person?
All right. So, Chase, how old are you? I believe
Me
you're listening.
33.
So, yeah, you're older than me. So, you and me grew up in the same exact era. So, I'm going
Of
to take you
course.
back to the 90s.
Of
Okay.
course, of course.
So basically, back in the 90s, mom dukes, dad dukes, working. So I get raised by my older cousins,
Yeah.
teenagers. So, they had mad friends that were DJs and they used to take me to spots as a kid. They used to use me as an excuse to get
Mm-hmm.
paid and for them to get paid, and to go do whatever they wanted to do.
Mm-hmm.
I was around DJs, I was around. So I always used to be fascinated by the manipulation of the sound. It wasn't really like I was into music as a child. That wasn't the case. It was just the manipulation of the sound and them being able to do what they were doing. And believe me, I fucked up a whole bunch of stereos at my mom's crib and my aunt's crib.
Yeah, yeah.
A whole bunch of ass whoopings for that.
Nah, we
But
know how that go.
hell yeah. So later on in life I decided, what? I'm gonna buy myself a pair of turntables, and get started. I was probably like 11, 12, and that at that time, you probably get $2 a day, $3 a day, maybe a good
Mm-hmm.
spot. So I was saving for a year and a half, and what happened was that Mom Dukes got backed up on the rent. She
Mm-hmm.
took my savings and whatever. So that happened. I decided, what, F it, and I didn't really look more into it. Later on in life, I started getting into the whole rap scene, trying to be a rapper like everybody was, I was. So, I tried that for a couple of years and basically it didn't really go nowhere. I bought equipment, studio equipment. My right hand man was an engineer. He went to school for it. My whole crew rap. So, we was trying to come up. And
Yeah,
at that
yeah.
and at that time, I was known as a rapper called AYE.
Okay, okay.
Me and my two boys, Nine. Shout out to my boy Nine. Shout out to my boy Spade. Shout out to my boy Mur. We used to run as the Young Masons, and we developed a record label. We did the whole nine, but it didn't really go nowhere. So around 21, 22, I quit music. Period. And then that's where I met my other best friend Alex. We
Mm-hmm.
didn't work together. He took me to EDC, the Electric Daisy Carnival.
Mm-hmm.
So we went, whatever. I was having the time of my life. I didn't know a place like that existed where there's
It
mad
changed your life. Yeah, it changed your life.
yeah, going. Girls is half naked and they open. It's not like in the club where you go up to a shorty, try to talk to them. They be on some ass shit sometimes or whatever.
Yeah.
Everybody was open. Everybody was talking. So it was a vibe. Unfortunately, that first day was raining on us. Hard body raining on us. The first DJ, hey, that's fire. We raving in the rain. Oh, how fire. Yeah, after a while it got cold. Then we wasn't with that shit no more.
Yeah.
Inside the stadium, it was at MetLife. And I believe this was 2015. No,
Hmm.
no. Yeah, excuse me. 2013. or 14, one
Mm.
of those two, 2013 or 14. So we went inside the stadium, got lunch, we chilled out, we were still vibing. We were contemplating on leaving. The sun came out like 20 minutes after we were thinking about bouncing. So we called DJ Snake.
Yeah.
And that's when it happened. Like time froze and it was like, yo, hey, you need to be up there, bro. You need to make this happen somehow, some way. You need to learn how to do this. And that
Yeah.
started like originally it was a duo group. The other day was a duo group with my boy Alex.
Mm.
You know, he found his passion in film and photography, and I'm not one to hold anybody back. So, you know, if he wanted to do his thing, I so completely supported it. And you know, I kept doing the music and I kept with the name. And that's
Mm.
where I am now. So it took like from 2014 to today to really learn how to produce, engineer,
Mm.
DJ, and all that. You know what I mean? Just like learning by myself.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, see, like I said, you got you got YouTube Academy now, so YouTube Academy definitely be like teaching the tricks in the trade, bro. So the other day, so the name the other day, that was the group name, and you just kept it.
Yeah, I just kept it because of the fact that my boy was focusing more on visuals. He was getting into the love of photography. And I've noticed that I was the embodiment of the name. So it was like, I'm not gonna change my name now. We already got a year running with it.
Mm.
So, you know, my boy said, yo, do my thing. He gave me his blessings and I just kept running with it.
Yeah, that's what's up. That's what's up, man. So let me ask you this question, right? Because I know there's a lot of like, especially like the urban kind of EDM DJs. So like you got DJ Snake, you got Carnage, those guys. You know what I'm saying? Like the big things. Um, do you find it like have you done like any big like parties, the EDM parties yet, or you just like what? I'm just gonna produce it first and then do it.
The way I started producing it because I didn't have the funding to get the equipment, you know.
Yeah.
So I got myself Fruity Loops, you know. As far as producing, I've done like a couple of small raves, a couple of house parties, a couple of clubs, but
Mm-hmm.
I haven't done like a full scale show.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, and when you're doing the club scene, you have to cater to what that club already caters to.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I could slip in some house, dubstep here and there, but you know, mostly it's gonna be, you know, hip hop, dance hall.
Mm-hmm.
If you're uptown, you know, dembow, reggaeton. You know, you could slip in the house if the coro and the crew is getting hype. You could slip in the house and they'll vibe with it. You
Mm-hmm.
probably won't get a full 2 hour set, but you could get
Yeah.
away with a couple of tracks and people will rock.
Copy.
But as
Copy.
far as like doing a full blown like festival show, I haven't.
Mm.
But I'm working my hardest to get in there right now.
Yeah, yeah. So you're pretty much a new DJ, I would have to say. Like you kind of like really just like a new DJ, more or less, yeah.
I'm like up and coming, like I'm a late bloomer, as they would say.
Copy, copy, copy. And like, what is one of your goals that you say? You know what? Okay, I want to play these big festivals. How do you say like, all right, you know what? What are the steps that I'm going to take to get to these big festivals? I mean, you got promo, you got marketing, radio interviews, things like that. But as far as getting out there, hitting the pavement, what are some of the things that you feel like, you know what? Listen, I got to do this and this and this to get to the next level of the EDM DJ because the EDM world is so much money in that shit, bro. It's ridiculous.
Bro, them festivals get lit.
Yeah.
But for anybody who's gonna go into it, I would say your first step is step making sure that when you're ready to hit that level, to hit that pavement,
Mm-hmm.
have your fundamentals down, like you know how to DJ, like you're on point. That's one. Two, making sure that your production's on point. Even if
Mm-hmm.
you produce your own music, make sure that you know you could do some mashups, that you kind of have an ear for it.
Mm-hmm.
Because you could take a hip hop acapella if you slow down the tempo, beat up, you know, slow up the tempo or speed up the tempo and match it up to a good house beat or a good dubstep beat. You
Mm-hmm.
could crazy crowd and people's minds will get blown by that.
Definitely.
I got
And
that I got a couple of mixes that I'm doing that and people are like, yo, this is fire. I'm like, oh, good looking. But when it comes to getting to the festival level, at my level, looking for open cast calls, looking for spinning and revealed and Elro. They do a lot of up and coming talent discovery.
mm,
I would also say look into the Up and Up Festival. They're a college run festival sponsored by Monster, and they actually go touring around colleges. and
Mm.
a lot of big names have came out of that. Like a lot of new generational DJs that's coming out of that right now.
Copy. And do you feel like, you know what, especially with the dembo, because I'm in the Bronx and they play that, like they just stopped, they literally just stopped playing the music. They've been playing the shit all day. Do you feel like the do you feel like the dembo like at the definitely now is like mixing in the EDM sound? Or you think like it's like mixing in like a lot of the Bad Bunny is like more EDM based? Do you feel like it's like mixing in the genre?
I feel that when it comes to dembow
Mm-hmm.
and EDM, to be honest with you, I feel like there's a subgenre that people are like kind of confusing it, and is like we should name it already. Like if you're gonna name it Latin house or dembow house or dembow step, whatever, or dem step, whatever. But we're seeing now a fusion of like house music and other genres coming together to make something pop. And what we're seeing is that a lot of people from different countries are messing with it. Like
Mm-hmm.
it's dope when you're here in New York and you're hearing a French track or a Spanish track and you don't understand what they're saying, but it sounds fire.
Yeah, definitely, definitely,
Yeah.
definitely.
So when it comes to mixing of the genres, I feel that I'm in complete support of it, and I feel like we should go for it.
Mm-hmm.
Like, why not? I would love to hear J. Cole on a Dembo house joint. Imagine that. Oh, like why not?
Yeah, yeah, I feel you. I feel you. And with that being said, too, bro, like what are some of you? Have you like actually played outside of New York yet, or have you just been like strictly like New York based DJ?
I've done like 2 or 3 club sets out in Philly, thanks to my cousin Diego.
Mm,
Uh, but
yeah,
to him, I've done a couple of things out in Philly, but not really like that. So I'm just really in New York right now. I'm trying to expand this summer out there. Like
mm,
I'm trying to do something out in Miami, and I'm trying to do something back down in Philly,
mm,
and maybe down to like be more because I know a couple of people down there
mm.
that they could plug me in with.
Yeah. So what I'm and we're the same, one and the same. Because as you see me, I'm in my studio now, producing, podcasting. You got to get that promo out there. So, what is your favorite thing to produce? Because you're like the first producer I've had on here, and I've always asked my own producing questions, right? So, what do you use to produce? Like, we're gonna get in some producing nerd questions. What do you use to produce?
I'm nerd out right now.
You
All
can
right.
nerd out. Let's get into it.
So let's say that I just wake up on a regular day. First, it'll be like a game of roulette for me. So I'll
Mm,
choose a tempo at random. So depending on where I land, usually I'll land from 110 to 130. So I'll probably go like dance hall or something vibey.
mm.
That would be my first instinct. But depending on how the my chord progression comes out, that will determine the genre of the track. That's how I really do it.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And you use Fruity Loops, right?
Yeah, I use Fruity Loops and I use Ableton, but only for live
Mm.
performance.
Okay, okay. So with EDM DJing, like production, do you feel like all right? Should an EDM DJ like should they use? Do they have to like be bound to that? They make the mixes, or do you feel like what they can actually like play regular that's out house music and stuff like that? Because I kind of dabble in both. That's what I was asking. Because I'm a DJ too. Like I don't really make EDM. I don't know how to even make EDM, but
Bro,
yeah,
my best suggestion, yo, rock what you want to rock. Like
copy.
for me, instance, my catalog is pretty all right, but since a lot of it's unreleased,
Mm,
I wouldn't do a whole set with just my music. Being honest
gotcha.
with you, I would definitely mix it up, throw in joints that people know, especially like since I'm upcoming with it. I would throw in a lot of bangers that people already know will sing along to. That's like my
Okay.
best bet and something that will get the vibe going.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Copy, copy. And you some of your influences cool, like Dr. Dre, and
But what
that's
do you
what I'm reading.
usually?
Well, me, I rock out on the machine. I use machine. That's what I use. I don't like Fruity Loops because for one, I never had nobody teach it to me, and I just didn't like clicking in. I don't like clicking in instruments. I like playing it out and like playing it. Like that's why I like the machine. So I'm a machine guy.
No, but I got my machine hooked up to Fruity Loops, bro.
Oh, so you play it from
Like
Fruity
I run
Loops?
it as a VST,
Yeah.
and then I just punch in my patterns.
Oh, okay. That's
And
why I never had. See, and also you use a Mac or use a PC?
I use a PC. I'm a
Oh, that's
PC guy.
why. Yeah, PC guy. Yeah, I'm a Mac guy. That's why. So
Okay.
yeah, I'm a Mac guy. Yeah, yes. But Uh, but the thing is, it's just like I don't know. Fruity Loops, I never really liked Fruity Loops, like, and I don't like the way it sounds because it sounds distorted. And like, because I'm a super duper engineer, so I've been engineering since 2005, like before it became popular. So like, I'm a super engineering nerd. So like the distortion of Fruity Loops, I technically don't like it. Like, you know what I'm saying? People got used to it because they don't know no better, but I don't like the way Fruity Loops. It's like distorts the sound. So Machine is like really really clear for me. So that's why I like the Machine.
No, but since you want a Mac, you could use Final Cut Pro and just run your machine through Final Cut Pro, and then you have more options for like your melodies and stuff.
Final Cut, you can produce in Final Cut.
But not Final Cut.
Fruity Loops.
Is it Final Cut Pro or is it not GarageBand? What is it? What's the one for that's just on Mac?
I'm not even sure.
I'm not even sure either, but I see mad people use it. I know it's not Ableton.
Mm-hmm.
I know it's not Fruity Loop. I gotta look this up. I'm gonna.
All right, we'll chop it up more. We'll talk more. We'll talk more. But before we get out of here, we definitely got to talk about the big record Move. The other day, the record is called Move, the EDM instrumental, which is dope. Just listen to it. You know what I'm saying? I've been super busy. As far as like that single, what do you want to do with it? You want to get on some playlists? Because I put out a lot of beat tapes myself, so I know how the beat tape game goes. I know how to eat instrumental. People love I got instrumentals that sell more than some artists, so I know how that goes. So
Yeah. No, I'm trying to get it on a couple of playlists. Like my main goal with that is just to basically give people an appetizer
mhm.
because it's like I took I took like about a year off to like read the or to like refine my production
Yeah,
because I was kind of rushing shit.
yeah.
So now I'm dropping a single every month. Plus, I'm trying to get my followers involved with my music and my production. And I'm like, hey, what like song would you guys want me to remix?
Mm,
What would be
okay.
like what is it that you guys want to hear? Like,
Mm,
let me know so I could kind of like do something with that. You know
mm.
what I mean? And then it's like I'm creating this community where like you're actually involved in an artist's career. Like, yo, I want to hear Madonna remix of Madonna track. All right, bet let's do this.
Mm.
And believe me, Madonna on house beats sounds fire.
Yeah, yeah. Actually, I DJed at a rooftop party, and all they wanted to hear was Madonna. The whole it was one of the easiest parties I ever did, but it was like super exclusive. Like it was just like some European type party, and all they wanted to hear is some Madonna. That joint was crazy. That was one of my favorite parties I DJed too. That
Nah,
joint was hot.
them type of parties be super lit, bro.
Yeah, yeah, that was one of the fun joints. It was like some fashion model make. She was like a makeup artist. She was dope. My homegirl, she was dope. Yeah, man, and like I said, you got a dope story, bro. You know what I'm saying? What is it like before we get out of here? So, do you want to just stay independent, like what, or you want to get picked up by like a distribution company and say, you know what, I want to release EDM tracks with this company, or you want to just like, you know what, you just want to self release?
Like the overall goal, like no bullshit, no cap, is really just to mainly be independent. But I would like to sign like certain tracks to certain labels,
Mm.
just to for like the prestige and for like my own milestones, I guess.
Okay, I got you.
So like there are certain tracks that I definitely want to like release with this label, or there's certain tracks that I would like to release with this label. But on the under the table,
Mm-hmm.
the other side of it is I would also like to produce for artists too. Like you feel me? I would love to work with certain artists that I don't really have to be the main artist. I would like to just work with that person and produce for that person, whatever.
Got you, got you.
And if a label approaches me about it, I got no problem working with that.
Yeah, so why don't you start your own label? Like that's what I do. Like I got tired of like the run around and stuff like that. And actually, what's weird is once I started my own label, other labels started coming towards me. Like I did a beat tape last year in a little production contract with a company in Portugal, which was dope too. They released one of my beat tapes out there. So in Portugal. So do you ever think about doing maybe starting your own label?
Um, Actually, that's in the works. Not for this year, probably for 2023. I'm not even gonna lie,
Mm-hmm.
because it's gonna be in tie with a multimedia company that I also want to start up,
Mm-hmm.
and it has to do with my podcast that's gonna be coming up, hopefully back in October.
Mm-hmm.
And once I find like this, and I definitely want you on it, my brother.
Oh, thank you, thank you, thank you. I'm here.
Come on.
Of course, man. The other day, man, thank you for coming on the show, man. The Pregame Party Miss podcast. Yeah, give your shout outs, man. Tell everything, plug everything.
Thank you. Check me out on Instagram _the_other day_. Make sure you go check everything out. The other day, you can find me, you can see me. I'm everywhere. Make sure you go check out Move, and please check out Can't Stop when it drops on the 12th of this month. Thank you, my brother. Thank you, Chase, for having me on.
Of course, man. Of course. Like I said, I was just chilling today, so I was like, all right, let me just get something done. But I've been putting out interviews like crazy. I've been working like crazy. So having you on is dope because you bring another element to the show.
Yo, bro, got something going too. Like, and shout out to my brothers now, John Tavar, Chris Ryder, La Dueña. You know, the Then at the Roundtable podcast, you can find us there every Sunday too. So you could definitely be on that as well.
Copy.
About that one.
All right, bet, man. Let's get it, man. It's DJ Chase, the Pregame Party Miss podcast on 18 Podcast Networks. Monday nights, Dynasty Radio, 8 p.m. to 9 p.m. on that Coffee Gold Radio, on that YouTube, DJ Chase TV. It's the Pregame Party Miss podcast. My guy, the other day, EDM Takeover. The EDM Takeover right now. Let's get it, DJ Chase. Gia.
DJ Chase TV.
It's official. Come on. Locked in with DJ Chase on the Pregame Party Mix podcast.